Well, let's try this again. Hopefully it won't die on me again. Oh, what a pain. Thank you. I'm glad you can see it. Hopefully it'll actually stick. Because, I don't know what's... the really frustrating thing is, like, this stuff just happens so unexpectedly. Like, I'll just be in the middle of doing whatever, and then it's like... Nah. Just immediately conks out. I have no clue how or why this happens. And I've been trying to, like, restart my computer more often than just, like, you know, shut it down and all that kind of stuff, too. So, I apologize for, you know, suddenly it dying. It's not my fault. Well, it is kind of my fault, but not like that. I'm so frustrated. I lose all this work. I don't like it. It's like, please just let me do my stuff. It should not be hard. Hi again. Sorry, my computer is very dumb. Oh, get out of here, Steam. I ain't doing your stuff right now. Yeah, it's pretty annoying. I still don't know what causes it. Can't even say like, oh, my computer's heating up kind of stuff, because like the computer will seem like it's fine and then it'll just be like, yeah, and it will BSOD very quickly, like immediately off, then back on again. I'm trying to draw a kind of sweet scene in Eldritchrune. I'm gonna have to go back in and add her antlers later, because they're all complicated and stuff. I really need to make like a proper antler reference for Eldritchrune Noelle, because her antlers are too large and complicated and snowflakey. So yeah, sorry if I cut off in the middle of the stuff. It was my computer being dumb. Big lorges. Big girlfriends. And what were we even talking about? I forgot. I forgot. Yee. Oh, that's cute. The nice thing about Spider-Verse is you can do whatever kind of weird spider OC spiders you want. You know, I've seen some co-workers being like, here's my spider Sona. Okay. Might move them over a little bit. And yeah, I'll go back in and do Noelle's antlers later, because they're a pain in the butt. It's true, it could be any weird animal. This is how Ralsei sleeps, in a pile of cloak. Like his down sprite, but his little like shadow flame. Or how he powers down, I don't know. Okay, the bit rate's a little bit better, that's good. Please stick with me. I'm gonna be saving all the time now out of paranoia. Pick the Frost's hat while asleep? That might wake him up. It might anyway. Where's the thing I had? Oh, I had something open. Oh, here it is. If this shuts down my computer again, I'm gonna be really annoyed. Nope, nope. I just want to use this as reference. Thank you. Fire happens. Watch out, you're gonna get burned. Gonna get burned. Okay. I'm just gonna have to try and remember to do Chris on a separate layer because they're small compared to the larges. Because Ralsei's made of fire in this universe. He made a fire! Yay, well that's cool. That's giving you inspirations. Work with the inspirations. Let the inspirations flow through you. Anatomy is tricky, that is very true. Oh, Spider-Verse is so good, it's worth seeing in the theater. If you can go. I know it might be a little spoopy with, like, the people not wearing masks or anything like that. But it's really good. And it is really cool in the theater. Yeah. It sucks. Because nobody's paying attention to it anymore. But it's like, I want to go to the movies. It's super cool. Okay, maybe I should actually put Noelle's head like on the ground since Chris is supposed to be like leaning against it. It'll be more like this. Yeah, it is a pretty long run time. That it is. That's good. Big sleepy monsters. Big sleepies. I thought the issue was that the movie was too loud, and that they had to turn down the volume. But like people couldn't hear some stuff because there was too like the soundtrack was drowning out the dialogue. Basically, was the problem. That's what I thought was the deal. Yeah, but that was the deal with me. Is that sometimes the volume was actually pretty quiet. That like they kind of overcompensated for it being very loud. I'm the wrong, yeah, I'm on the wrong brush again. I wonder if it was being weird. So who knows? Maybe it was too quiet, but I thought that the issue was that it was too loud. Apparently there's reasons for that, like why sound balance is all just, or audio balance is just totally wrecked in movies now, and it's apparently for regulation reasons. As in, there was a regulation that, you know, made you have to do that properly, and they started ignoring that regulation. And that's why sound is all weird now. I need to look up what it was again. Okay. Now we need little Chris. What did I have for that again? That was kind of if there was a soundtrack for this, this would be the part where it's like a quiet something, like quiet water, quiet autumn. Quiet acid rain. Braid Noel's hair. Might need some help with that. He's pretty big. They're pretty large. Let's see what I'm doing. I think they're gonna have their hood up. But yeah, Spider-Verse was super good. I will gladly see it again if I have an excuse to anyway. I can go with my friends or something. Chris, why are you so small? One bit where it's awkward because they're so small compared to the Eldritch monsters. So, proportions get funky. Benches, how did I get so small? Exactly. Oh no, hand cramp. Gotta take care of your wrist. Yeah, honestly, typing on your phone is pretty tough on your wrist. Might need to shrink them down a bit. They're still a little too large. Let's see. Is that proper size? I think so. Hope so. Yeah, I'll go through and do that later. I don't know what was going on with Cinderella there. Or why she was assuming that a small person was a mouse. Phone too large. Phone's too large. Well, because kiss Susie right now and she would never know. Chris just like, yeah, you could. But she is snoozing. She is snoozing. Actually, probably could just do like the regular version here. Got big fluffies to sleep in. Whee! Do it. Just peck. What is Eldritch Susie's hair like? It's like hair, I guess. It's not, it's probably more like hair than fur. I did have the arms crossed that way, right? Yeah, I did. Yeah, bird they would peck. They're doing a whistle. Yeah, like a smooch. It's like smooch on the face. No smooch. Helps if I can do hands right. Give Eldritch Susie a peck on the face. A little smooch. I like what I sing to Alfie's. I'm like, give a little baby boo kiss. She's a lizard. Actually, are you still out, Alfie's? You are. You're on your rock. Hello. You've been out so much today. Maybe it's too humid. Maybe I need to turn on the dehumidifier today. Maybe she does. I like singing to her. I sing to her all the time because she's my little girl. Oh, I don't know how lizards would feel about singing. I do it anyway. I will do it anyway. Earthbound on Friday, because today is Wednesday. But yes. Thank you for coming to the stream. Sorry that I got those BSODs in there. Maybe reptiles do too. Yes, it is Wednesday. It all feels all weird, doesn't it? What do I have? I'm going to check my script because I'm suddenly not certain of what I wrote at this point. Come back to me, script. Come on, computer, you can do it. Okay, yeah, it's just that. Huh, interesting. Yeah, it's the long daylight hours, probably. We know that birds and reptiles are similar in a lot of ways, so I guess I wouldn't be surprised if they enjoy singing too. Elfies, do you like a song? Oh, you turned around a little bit. Are you gonna go into your lab? You gonna go in there? The scale on these guys is ridiculous. Redonkulous. Hey, you don't have to draw backgrounds that much. Elfie turns away. She's like, I enjoy singing, but not your singing. She's going into her hide. Your singing is not a matter. Alfies, how could you? I sing to you all the time and you don't like it. Or maybe she does. I don't know. Would she like hanging around with a bee? Well, she definitely would not get pregnant. She is incapable of doing that. She has no more ovary, no more egg. We took out all the eggs. I guess there better not be any eggs left in there. That'd be a problem. So maybe she would enjoy hanging out with other beardies. I don't know. I haven't brought her around other ones. Yeah, that was what her surgery was about. They were getting all the eggs out. That was a trying time. That was a stress. Very big stress. I was thinking, hey, have beardies out in your backyard. They are desert animals. Okay. Let me check the script again. Okay. Yeah, you should be careful around wild animals in general anyway. Again, I'm surprised that beardy's doing okay out in the wild, because usually they are Australian animals. They should be out where it's very warm. Susie got a long snoot. She got so much snoot. Okay, as long as it has crickets, but I hope it's warm enough too. This is basically a scene where Eldritch, Noel, and Chris have a short little conversation. Yes, it needs the biggest of snoot boops. Biggest of snoot boops. Oh, yeah. Beardy would definitely go eat all the crickets. They like them a cream kit. Cream kits are delish. And yeah, I'm going to go back in later and add the antlers. I just don't want to clutter up the thing with that stuff now. Especially since I probably need to do a proper antler reference. Crested geckos are super cute. Also supposed to be pretty good reptile pets. Shrink that down just a little bit, even if they are very large. So we have room for everybody. Yeah, I'm not sure which of the excuse me, water. Which of the geckos is easiest to care for. But they're both supposed to be pretty good. Mostly I've heard don't get chameleons. Chameleons are very, very difficult to care for. They are extremely sensitive. That leopard. Yeah, I've just heard that they're very difficult to care for. They require, they're very sensitive to temperature and stuff. Sensitive temperature, sensitive diet. I mean, all reptiles are sensitive to temperature and stuff like that, but chameleons especially are very sensitive. And the right amount of space, and again, right temperature and humidity, and all that goodness. So they're tricky. Cool looking animals, though. She's like, zzz, snore. I gotta do Chris. Oh no. Yeah, and that's probably gonna be an even tougher animal to spay or neuter. Can't really do it as much. Poor chameleon. Well, I guess if somebody was breeding chameleons, they would find him to be pretty useful. Okay, I think that's proper size for them. And they have their own little hood up. Their spoopy hood. Oh, why not? Snakes can be cute. You get a little corn snake or whatever. They're pretty cool. Okay. Oh, that's a big old snake. That's a big boy. That's like a boa or a python practically. That's a big snake. That's a big snake. Oh, that's cool. That was, see, I would have been like, that would have been awesome. I want a giant snake tank in my classroom. It'd be badass. I'm gonna tilt him back a little bit. And room for nose. And circle your students in the snake tank. They'll think twice before doing anything off. Chris, so small. Aw, that is pretty cool. That is super cool. Alright, first page done. Not that much change in this, so let's grab the next page. What is it, page 2? Where'd it go? Here it is. I hope. There we go. And I probably need to do backgrounds in this as much. Although, this will be an interesting thing to try and interpret. Yeah, I want to see the giant snake tank too. That would be cool. Okay. I do need to do backgrounds on this stuff, but let's see. It'll probably just be, you know, very basic. They're in a cave. Kind of a crystal-y cave with wires and stuff. I guess better to get that stuff done. Oh no! Now I get to see the snake have lunch. So the bigger snake might need to bring like a rabbit or quail or something like that. This might have to do some like fancy effect stuff here, since there's like vague flashbacky stuff going on. Kind of enhance it with a shading or something like that, as you do. Flashy backy, extremely vague flashy backy. Wait, she brought the gerbil for the snake, or she just happened to bring a gerbil? Because, it's gonna be different. It's gonna be a little different. Okay. Okay, she just happened to bring the gerbil. Oh, and also, I need to, stop and stretch. So I'll go back to the other page where at least there's interesting stuff going on. Okay, stretch real quick and get a little bit of water too. I stretched a little bit in between when the computer went and borked across my fingers. That doesn't happen again. My neck. Yep, Alfie's went back into her little hideaway. Stretch. It would have to be stretcher, right? Not just stretch. Like stretcher, I hardly know it. It's got to end in an or something. Otherwise, it's not quite the same. Whew. Okay. Yeah, I gotta stretch. It's important. If you don't do it, your bodies will be like, no, help me. Help me. Okay. Don't want to mess up my wrists any more than I already have anyway. Alrighty, one more stretch, be right back. never turning back. And yeah, Gwen was awesome in the movie. She was super cool. I'm glad they did more with Gwen. Okay. Back to this. And we'll turn that down a little bit. 2, okay. Yeah, even if they do get together, I think either way it would work. It would be cool either way. Actually, yeah. Susie's would be a little larger. Very, very large. Yeah, exactly. They've been building it up for several movies at this point, honestly. Either way is good. Susie, how do you wash all that hair? How do you do it? If you even wash all that hair. She doesn't. Eldritch beasts don't need to wash their hair. That's the truth of it. Yes, no, I'll lick it like a cat. Oh no. I was like, sure, fine. Normally, reptiles don't have to deal with this nonsense. But Susie does. Rossi washes his hair with flame shampoo. Flamin' hot pizza flavor for the boys. That's what it was all along. Eldritch Rossi's flaming hot pizza. For the boys. Did I put her ears on? I forgot her ears! Those poor girls jazzed from the most recent My Little Pony. No ears. Please put some ears on this creature. Why does she have no earballs? Earballs, I don't know. I don't know if I much like a hot sauce on pizza. Hot salsa's okay, but I don't know if I want that on pizza. I'm just confused because still not doing her antlers. Yeah, I don't know if I really need flaming hot pizza for the boys. I just like the joke. Do I make quesadillas? I don't like quesadillas. I'm sorry. I do not like them, Sam. I am. My brother likes quesadillas, but not me. I'm just not a big fan of quesadillas. Just not big on it. I'm weird about my food. I'm weird and picky. For reasons unknown. Well, maybe known. I don't know. Either way. Just not big on quesadillas. I don't like avocados either. Which makes me a bad Californian. I'd say that's a good thing I moved to Canada, but I don't like poutine either, so I'm screwing it up both ways. Okay, yeah, that's the right size. That. Also, I don't know how you would beat up a quesadilla. They're already pretty flat. I know. Papadilla would be in shock. I'm not a big fan of cheese. I like it in some circumstances, like I like cheese pizza. But most of the time, I do not like cheese. It means I have to revoke my white person card, except, you know, people are like, oh, you can control white people with cheese. And I'm like, not me. Sorry. Except for some exceptions where I'm like, okay, cheese here is good. But most of the time, I'm like, nah. No cheese. Like, again, I'll have cheese pizza. That's what I'll have. But I'll forego like Parmesan on my spaghetti. I don't like cheese on my tacos. But do I like? There's certainly things I like, but I'm just not big on cheese. But yeah, there's other things I like. Chris is just thinking. Enchiladas? I do like enchiladas okay. They're not my fave, but when my mom makes enchiladas, I will in fact eat them. I'm like, I like you enchiladas. I know they have cheese in them. I know it doesn't make sense. That's just how I am. I do like enchiladas. I'm not super big on a lot of Mexican food, but I do like fish tacos. Again, with no cheese on them. I'm not big with the cheese on them, but I like all the other stuff on the fish tacos. She gets the enchilada pass. She does. I probably wouldn't order an enchilada otherwise, but I will enjoy her enchiladas. Because they are yummy. Where that arm doesn't look quite right. I need to hitch it up a bit. So that it actually meets the shoulder properly. What the heck are you doing, Discover? You're kind of like hugging their own shoulders. Oh, I like season 3 of Amphibia. Honestly, I liked all the seasons. 1, 2, and 3. I thought they were all fun in their own way. So, I like season 3 of Amphibia. I like how the story kind of like, grew with time. Even the, early season 1 stuff that was, you know, more flavor of the week. I thought was necessary to help kind of establish, you know, the characters in the world. So I thought that all worked well, and I liked, you know, how it ramped up stuff in season 2 and then season 3. Even with them being back in the real world for a while. Thought it was all effectively done, very well good. Yeah, I guess I would imagine, like, depends on where you are in Mexico. If you eat a lot of fish a lot, if you're by the coast, probably makes a difference. Oh, I wonder why season 3 splits people. I thought, like, seasons 2 and 3 are both really solid. If I had one complaint, it would probably be, like, the whole bit at the, I guess it's kind of spoilery, the slightly Deus Ex Machina-ish way that, Anne gets to come back from her issue. Could have been set up a little more, but not enough for me to dislike it at all. Okay. Yeah, you should watch the rest of Amphibia. It's very good. Okay. Kind of wondering if I should hold off on doing that stuff until I have a clear idea of what I'm doing there for the flashbacky things. We can just focus on the just focus on them talking right now. Yeah, season 2 did end on a very serious note. It was like, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap. They raised the stakes pretty high. Yeah, I like what they did with Sasha. Okay, yeah, I think I'm gonna do the flashback stuff separately. And I'll deal with that later. We'll just work on the actual stuff for now. Well, usually hides her eye because when you see her eye, that's when there's trouble. Character development, yay! Les Blatt, hello, hello, thank you for coming. You missed the terrible BSODs, which hopefully will not repeat, so at least you missed that. But thank you so much for coming. I'm gonna go back in and do Noelle's antlers later. Yeah, that's true. Like they really did make it look like Marcia met a very scary end there. Instead, they got to do a lot of psychological horror stuff with Marcy. Drama. Yeah, I'm gonna do the flashback stuff that Noelle is hinting at a later time when I can kind of work out more of what I want to do with it. Because right now it's just very, very, very vague. I'll probably raise more questions than provide answers. Yeah, they could have I'm pretty sure they could have had more time with the core and what the heck was going on with that for sure. Okay. But I think most of the time wouldn't hurt for shows to have more time. The way they used to do shows back in the day, you'd have time for episodes that kind of sucked, because you could, you know, have some stuff that's, you know, kind of mediocre or bad, but then also have time for, you know, really good stuff. And nowadays, you don't got time for nothing. It's cathartic. It's cathartic. Wait, what was number 8? I have all this stuff down the thing. Okay, nothing much. Yeah, I mean, it could have been one of the things where it's like, well, if we have more time, we can expand on it. But if they don't, then you kind of have to drop it. Very, 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 very rarely when you're making a show do you have a good idea of exactly how long it's going to take and how many seasons you'll have to actually tell your story. Oftentimes, you can get very suddenly cut off. Or very suddenly, it's like, no, we want all this forever and ever. You now have to create a bunch of filler. It's a very tricky business. Yeah, there were a lot of loose ends with Owl House because, like, they literally make a joke in there of like, oh, well, if we had a whole nother season, we could have done that, but I guess we can't. So they just made do. Poor Caleb. Also, dang, that version of the lizard in Spider-Verse was so cool. It was super cool. Yeah, yeah. That makes sense. That would explain also why it's like a portal to the world, to the Boiling Isles. Got a little squishy squish. No. Flapjack ASMR death scene. No. Terrible. Yeah, that's a pretty good explanation for what the house is. Again, I'm sure they would have expanded on that if they had had time. But all of a sudden, the client's like, nah, stop. I don't want any more. And you're like, well, crap, we gotta scramble. And it sucks. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. They had to scramble, which, considering that fact, I think they scrambled pretty dang well. But definitely would have been nice to have more. Yeah, but then again, like, Flapjack's sacrifice happened barely towards the end there. They didn't have much time to do much with it. Even if they wanted to. Good scramble. Their legs tucked up like this. Imagine And sleeping in armor would be very tough. That's all you got. So that's what they work with. Yeah, Dana Terrence's artwork is good, even outside of the Owl House. Talented artist. Good, good, good stuff. Okay. Making pretty good progress. Again, this is at least a shorter comic than this, the one with Meeting Susie. This is just a 4-pager. And then I'm debating if I want to just go ahead and do the scenes where Chris gets sacrificed, or if I want to kind of do a poll and see if there's other scenes people would want to see instead. So there's other possibilities too, like we do something with the Addisons. That's another possibility, and all kinds of things. Let's see, what do we have for that? Yeah, I am glad that both those creators got the ability to tell their stories for as much as they could anyway. I kind of wish people would stop, you know, harping in on Steven Universe and Rebecca Sugar for how Steven Universe went, because they definitely were working against some pretty rough seas for that. Some of this kind of fades out. I don't really have a backdrop here. Yes, I did. I just posted the second part today, and then the third part will be up tomorrow. I was going to do it all 3 days in a row, but yesterday was kind of busy, so I didn't really get to it. Yep. Yeah, the one I'm working on now is literally like after, cause like way after that one. I'm not doing these in kind of an order. I'm just kind of doing them as I want to. Yeah, the Meeting Susie one updated. With Chris getting revived after very yucky 4 days. But hey, at least there's tea and cake. Let's see. Maybe I do have to. I have to do a little backdrop here too, just to make sure all our bases are covered. But yeah, I'll do the flashback stuff later. No, they didn't survive the. Oh, no. Yes, they survived the chomp, but then it got worse. I thought you said they didn't survive. I'm like, no, they didn't. But you meant the chomp. No, that part they survived, unfortunately, for them. Okay. Yeah, I might have to squeeze a Chris in here, even though I didn't plan on that. We have Nora kind of sitting up here. But yeah, next time I really... Actually, maybe I can do that on stream too. I don't know. I need to make a proper, proper thing for antlers. Yeah, Eldritchrune also has been fun to draw. He's cool. Peoples. And the peoples. Like she's a giant Eldritch monster. That's what they do. That's how they be. That's why the spoop is scary. That's why the spoop is scary. Along with other horrors. Yeah, I have Chris leaning against Susie more. Yeah, the second part's up. I'll do the third part tomorrow. The third part will be up tomorrow, and then this is a separate one later on, which is definitely a nicer one than the current one because they're just having a conversation. Again, I'm not sure which one I should do then after this, because there's possibilities. Possibilities. Oh, shoot. It's my stretchy time. Okay, I don't even know if I can do a full stretch after this one. Oh, save all that, because... Ugh, time is flying by. Yeah, that's the part that sucked. Dehydration is bleh, 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 bleh. I would not want to go that way. I got dehydrated once because I got sick, and even though I was drinking a ton of water, it was still super unpleasant. Make sure you drink your water. Yes. This is your hydrate warning. Don't be like Chris. Drink your water. Water is best. Exactly. Hydrate before you dihydrate. Or else I should have just said that and Chris would have just been like, seriously? Seriously? Yep. Don't be like Chris. Read the instruction manual before approaching Eldritch Beasts and drink your water and put on sunscreen. Chris ends up in those situations, well, it depends on the situation, I'd imagine. You're gonna try and avoid doing that, though. Yeah, depends on the situation, I would say. But they're probably gonna, you know, at least you're probably gonna end up being more jokey and callous about it, because it's like, hey, I have an easy out. Auto revive. So I'm sure that is gonna affect them psychologically. Hello, thank you for coming. Sorry, I'm not doing requests right now. I'm kind of working on this comic I'm doing, and I'm probably actually not going to go too much longer because I'll have to stop soon, but I'm just stopping to stretch and all that. But nope, sorry, not doing requests right now. I am working on this comic. It depends on the link, and I'll also be right back. I gotta do one more stretch. Stretch. We did a stretch. Throw them in a prize. Oh yeah, they have all those. They do, they do. And I'm not doing character requests right now. Again, I'm working on this. Just for a little bit longer. I gotta stop soon and prepare to put Alfie's to sleep. To bed, I should say, not like to sleep. No, that would be terrible. I need to turn off her lights so she can go sleepies. Exactly. To Betty Bye. She's already curled up with her shark anyway. Sleepy in his hoard. That's all most lizards are, is sleepy. But yeah, I guess if Chris was in that kind of situation and they were like, well, shoot, this is going to be really drawn out if I don't take some action, then yeah, they might do that knowing that they have a get out of death free card, basically. They do a lot of hard work being a lizard. They lay around and they absorb heat and eat a bug and lay on a rock and... well, she was a good girl today. She did do a poop. So she was a good girl. Did her poops. Okay. Yeah, the flashback stuff will happen later. As it happens. Transgender. What? I just like the way they did the backgrounds in Gwen's universe. They were so cool. I love that little painterly look to them. Who knows what the fandom will be like when we get chapters 3 through 5. Goodness gracious. Yeah, the neon paint drips, they were so cool. They were so cool. Okay, I'll do a little bit more. Not that much. Again, I'll go back and do the flashback scenes in the background there later. Was on page 3. Okay. Are there any things I can get away without doing backgrounds? I'm gonna do some shots that are not backgroundy. Oh, that's very cool. Cool stuff. They did their research. They did. Okay, what was 1314? I'm trying to remember what I wrote in my script. And a cute moment. We all wish we had a giant horror deer for a friend. She kind of has more dog snout than a proper deer snout. Oh well. It's spoopy. It can be fine. Move over a little bit. No, not what I wanted. So Chris has more room. Yeah, I love the subtle color changes they did in that whole scene. Were just really mesmerizing. They were really good. So much art. Did I forget her ears in the previous one? No, there they are. Okay. Yeah, just the way they use color as a storytelling medium. I loved it. It's so art. Look at all the cool things humans can do when they have the power of art. They have the powers of art and anime on their side. There's so much to talk about. So it's very easy to do. They do. I love it. I love it when the visuals tell the story. But I love visuals. I love making them. So I love when they tell the story. It's good stuff. Okay. Yeah, I saw the post about Hobie being animated on different frame rates. Good grief, how do they work all that out? It's just nuts. It's nuts, I tell you. Gotta make sure that Noelle's hair hides her eyes. Her eye, not eyes. Just one eye. It's so crazy. So much time into it, but it really shows. It pays off. Okay. What to do? Little Chris against all this stuff. Yeah, I wish I could snuggle up to a giant beast with big fluff. Even if it was a horror beast, it'd still be cool. Okay. Chris probably be a lot smaller than they are in this spot. Work out how that will go. We'll have to stop kind of soonish. No. Let's see, how big are they in comparison? Only got that small. Oh yeah, that wouldn't surprise me if there was a fan-made spider. You know, a bunch of Canadian animators worked on it, so there's also like the Canadian Spider-Man is in there a bunch. That's cool. I did look for the Spider-Man that I'm working on, but I didn't see him. Probably not going to be in there, though. Which, too bad. It would have been cool to see my Spider-Man. It would have been cool. I should probably make that here. Okay. Yeah, I am working on a Spider-Man. Well, I'm almost done. This is my last week on a Spider-Man. But yeah. Honestly, technically, I'm working on Spider-Man or Spider-Verse. A version of Spider-Verse. No, I didn't make a Spider-Man. I'm just working on it for work. I'm just working on it for work. The show I'm on is basically Spider-Verse for preschoolers. Which might be why I didn't show up, because it's like preschool versions. But it's got, you know, Peter and Gwen and Miles. And it's super fun to work on. It's fun getting to draw spider stuff going on. You know, we get to draw the web slinging and all that goodness. And little fights. Yeah, Spidey and Friends. Very popular, very toyetic show. Definitely made to sell the toys. But it's been a fun time. I've been enjoying drawing some Spideys. I don't know if there's any canon explanation. It's just like, no, Gwen and Miles are here, and they're all friends, and they hang out, and they do cool stuff. It's a cute show. It is definitely a show for preschoolers. Like, there are, like, you know, villain fights and all that kind of stuff, but, you know, nobody gets hurt. It's all very cute and fun. Definitely made to sell toys. But yeah, it's Spider-Verse for preschoolers. But yeah, you should go check it out. Man, I think it's on, like, Netflix or something, or because it's Disney Junior. Well, if you want them to be happy, that's a show where they're happy, because it's for preschoolers. Like, even when they were watching it, like, like, oh, we have to have the canon event. You can't have Spider-Man unless a terrible thing happens to him. I'm like, unless it's the preschool show, in which case nothing bad happens, because you can't. It's for small kids. Like, there's, you know, stakes, but it's, again, it's for little kids. Either way, I've been enjoying working on it. It's been a really fun show. The crew's been really great. It's been... I was a little worried going into it, because I'm like, oh, this show looks a little tough to jump into, but it wasn't too bad at all. So, I've been having a good time with it. Cheapy Spider-Man. I haven't watched all of the show because it's like 2 seasons or so, but I don't think Uncle Ben's just around. Oh, thank you. Aw, thank you. I know there's kind of this pressure sometimes to be like, oh, you have to be on a really cool show, like, you know, Amphibia or, you know, Owl House. Those are all the cool shows to be on. But there's honestly a lot of good to be had in, like, just doing a really simple show for kids. Like, one, it's very solid work. Yeah, I don't know where Uncle Ben is in that show. But Peter does live with Aunt May. But again, he's like, I don't know, 8? So, I don't remember the exact age. Into the farm. Actually, it was pretty funny after we saw the movie. I went with the Spider-Verse crew, or the Spidey and Friends crew that I work with. We're like, oh, we gotta go see the new Spider-Verse movie because that's what we're doing. So we went and saw it together, and we had a good time. And we were like, wait, what universe number is Spidey and Friends? And we looked it up, and apparently it doesn't have an official universe number yet. Like, Marvel has to say what it is. But I guess the community has given it the temporary universe number of 888. So, that's the universe number that it has so far. I didn't even realize they had all this big process where you have to give it a proper number. Because they're all 8? Well, maybe. Yeah, honestly, it could be. Because, yeah, it's 3 8-year-olds. So maybe that's the reason why it's the 888 universe. Again, I don't remember if that's their actual age, but 8 sounds about right because, usually for like a toddler show or for any kid's show, you have the heroes kind of like a little older than your target audience. So if your target audience is like 4 or 5, you go up a little bit and you make them, 8 or so because that's cool and older when you're 5 years old. And so on and so on. Until you're an adult. I'm not going to be doing any requests. I'm actually probably going to be stopping soon. I'm probably going to stop after I finish these 2 things right here. Where I'm just Chris is talking. Okay. Chris might still be a little bit smaller in this panel. It's hard to frame them because they're so small compared to the so larges. So large. But yeah, I hope that the universe number is 888 because it's 3 people that are 8 years old. That'd be kind of cute. But it's not official. So, I don't know if they'll give it an official number or not. I don't know what the priority is for that. That's just what happens. It's a small industry. Well, I have friends that worked on cool stuff. Heck, I'm kind of a few degrees of separation away from people that actually worked on Spider-Verse, and that I have coworkers who are like, oh, this person I know worked on Spider-Verse, and here they are in the credits, and I'm like, that's so cool. Nobody I know personally, though. There are cooler people in the industry than me, for sure. You're like, dang it, how'd you get so cool? Okay, first thinking. And then, alright, we'll do this one and then probably gotta call it because I'm gonna have to pack up soon. We got pretty far. Got through a bunch of roughs here, plus the other things we finished earlier with the cute little Suzelle doodles before my computer went poop. Making progress. I'm trying to make as much progress as I can because again, once I get to the next show, because I'm almost done with my time on Spidey and Friends. not sure what the schedule will be like in terms of how easy it'll be for me. I draw them very, very rough. Like, honestly, even for boards, we do pretty rough because we're focusing on the action. Like, it's basically a little, like, pajama stick figure guy. Is often how it's going. So, I don't know if I can do that on stream, but I'll just say very rough drawings. We actually don't even do, like, full cleans for them, because that's not what's required. So yeah, I don't think it'd be much to look at if I did draw them, blah, 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 blah. It would be like a little thing I do in like 2 seconds because I gotta get through a ton of them. Not very exciting to look at. I'm sure the actual finished product is much, much cooler. It's definitely very cool seeing the animators like take your scene and be like, "Whoa, you brought it to life." I'm like, "Holy crap, that's so cool." There are definitely some shots and ponies G5 where I was like, "Ah, that's so cool, the animators nailed it." Wish I could post about that. But they're very, very stingy about what you can and can't post. Oh man, Discord broke. No! Okay. Alright, well, I'm about done here. Because I gotta pack up soon. Why do the companies care if you share a board with something already released? I don't know. I don't really know. This is something they especially are picky about with Canadian borders. Like, it seems like American borders tend to have a little bit more leeway to say, like, hey, here's a board I worked on. I don't know why they're very cagey about that with Canadian borders. Maybe that would... I don't know. I can speculate, but maybe I shouldn't. Because I'm going to say that Canadian borders do a lot of excellent work. They do really well. They deserve to have their work shown. They don't usually get to. So, that's not a question I can answer. Because I'm not sure of the answer. I have my thoughts, but they may or may not be correct. Okie doke. Well, yay! Border Patrol. Exactly. Ah, cool. We made some progress. Again, we got those little Suzelle doodles done, which I'll post after I finish posting all of the Eldritchrune comic that's in the middle of. And then I'll make progress on this. This is a nice short one. I'm still not sure what I'll do after the short one, but this is just a nice short one that I'll, you know, again, a little bit less spoopy scary than the previous one. But it's been fun. Drawing and building Minecraft rocks. That's a busy day. But yeah, I'm not sure when I'll do my next art stream because next Sunday afternoon I have to take care of my friend's cat for a little bit. So I'll be busy doing that, but I might be able to squeeze a stream into the morning if I schedule everything correctly. So, well, I'll give that a try for Sunday. Also, there will be Earthbound on Friday. And yay, Trixie's awesome. Trixie's a great pony. So, good choice. But yeah, I'm not sure when the next art stream will be. I'm hoping maybe Sunday morning if I can swing it. We will see. But I just want to do a little bit of drawing here. But yeah, thank you guys so much for coming to the stream and for hanging out, listening to me chat. and all that goodness. I really enjoy doing it. Helps me get a lot done. So, I hope you all have a wonderful evening, and I will see you all very soon. Right, thank you, and good night.